Hi, how is everything going, guys? I hope that you're enjoying your winter. For me, I haven't been enjoying this winter. It's quite dry. I feel like someone is literally, uh, I am literally stuck in a room where it is a freezer and I cannot even open the door of this freezer. I generally feel like that. So what about you? Are you feeling good about this winter? Are you planning for a trip to maybe the Himalayas or Shimla, especially if you're living in like Mohali or Chandigarh? I believe you guys must be planning for trip in Shimla or Manali or Kasol, Solan that we have and all, right? But hopefully, I feel like from next month we will be spending a gentle winter. Hopefully, fingers crossed. By the way, guys, welcome to the second episode of this finding purpose of my life. And I was reading this another part of Ikigai. You know, like when you are trying to find a purpose of your life, you always try to get a hold of all these books and all, just so you can have some sanity in the life that you're living. But having said that, I just wanted to share something, my thoughts on um like life in your mid 20s. This is one thing that I was having a conversation with one of my close friends, and that made me question a lot of things about life, especially when you are in your 26th year in this world. So, so that is what I have been feeling. I feel like no one warned us properly about our mid 20s. uh, they told us to study, especially our family members or relatives and all. We have been told to work really hard. However, they never said, by the way, one day you'll wake up tired and stay like that. I feel like I'm just stuck in a loop where I am just doing the same thing on daily basis and there is no change to it. Please tell me I'm not the only person that feels that. This phase of life feels like you're constantly catching up to something, but no one tells you what the thing is. We have been running after something that we really want, or maybe we do not know what we want. However, there is a rat race in it, and we never really understand ourselves and we never really know what we really want. So I feel like we are running late without knowing where you're supposed to be. So in your mid 20s, we reinvent ourselves every few months. That is what I did in the previous years that we had. One more month you're disciplined. You feel like, okay, I will hit the gym. I will just find a very like strict routine for myself so that I can indulge myself in like being better than yesterday. Um, so you wake up early, you eat well, and then one small inconvenience happens, and you're like, actually, I don't feel like I don't really believe in routines, and also your whole perspective of this being that person who wants to change or bring a better version of yourself in your life, everything changes. So you start questioning uh, things you were sure about last year, and now you are s- still stuck in a place where you do not know what is happening. I feel like my personality isn't evolving in a way, it's buffering. You also realize you don't want what you thought you wanted, not really because you failed, but because you finally paid attention to every detail of the things that you have been going through. um Also, why do we take everything so personally now? I feel like whenever someone tries to throw a punchline to ourselves, uh, I to us, or like they talk about something that isn't even related to us, we kind of feel triggered in a way that, okay, why are we like questioning ourselves on why this person has to throw this punchline? So that is what happens. and and when someone doesn't really like respond in a way that you expected, you feel like, okay, what just happened with that, right? However, I'm in a place where I also do not really care about the response that I get at one time, but there will be times that I would really be like very sad of the fact that, okay, why do I have to be that person who does not receive back from that other person? So that is a roller coaster of emotional ride that we have, I do believe. And because of all that, we somehow pay attention to everything that we do, and we somehow try to seek a place for ourselves just to bring ourselves in that adulthood life, right? And that's when you get serious about the life that we are living, and that's when you realize that, okay, money is something that is very important to the life that you are living. I know a lot of people say that money doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, no, money does matter. I feel like I have to be in a place where I have everything when it comes to money, then I will be comfortable to use that line. Money doesn't buy anything. I know that money doesn't buy anything, but money is the source of everything that we want in life. I do believe on that. So I know I kind of sick with that topic from all this emotional roller coaster to money, but I strongly believe that it somehow uh, relates to the life that we are living. Um, I also believe that money in your mid 20s is stressful because it's not bad, but it's not good enough to relax. Because at the end of the day, why we work really hard to earn money, to find a place where we can relax for ourselves just for a moment, right? Uh, you feel like you're doing okay, but one unexpected expense could emotionally destroy you. So whenever we have this like whenever we hear this voice in our mind that, okay, I don't have savings, however I have all this hope and all, right? But it's just that I feel uh, like even when we come across all this place where we have to be very uh, cautious about where we spend our money, so you stop buying things you actually need, but you randomly spend money on something that makes no sense, like coffee every day without thinking. I feel like, for me myself, I have been spending a lot of money on something which is very unhealthy, which is food. Since I have been doing this night shift for quite some time, and sometimes, not sometimes, most of the times, I feel so lazy to cook food for myself because I feel like there are days where I cannot fall asleep because of XYZ reason, and because of that, I could not wake up on time just so I can make food for myself. So that is the reason why I prep my like lunch or dinner for myself. Um and that is also one of the reason why I started drinking all these detox juices and all, because I want to um acknowledge the fact that we are in a time and place that we should take care of our own body. And I have been trying my best to take care of my skin. I strongly believe that your skincare starts from what you eat. So that is the reason why whenever we whenever I try to spend money, back in the days, what I used to do is that I used to spend a lot of my hard-earned money in junk food. Like I will just order like all these takeouts and all, because whenever you have cravings and all, you'll just order it, right? So that is what I used to do. So because of the very reason why we have to earn a lot of money, we work really hard uh, in the job that we are doing, right? And I feel like work in your mid 20s is when you realize adults were literally lying. I know it's quite controversial in a way for me to say this, but I feel like nobody has a plan. They just have meetings. Um, Everyone speaks in a language that sounds productive but means absolutely nothing. I know if you are a fresher, you might think that, okay, this is what happens when you are in this corporate life and all. But I feel like that's what happens because if you remove the words touch base and circle back, half of corporate culture collapses because we have been circling in those corporate language that, okay, I'm waiting for a revert from you and all. Because I feel like in our personal life now we are not waiting for any revert or reply from our loved ones. Now our loved ones also just agree on the fact that we are busy with our work. We are busy with something that we do, or we are busy with something that we have been trying or we have been working really hard just to be where we are. And that is the reason why they also know what we are doing. However, we kind of expect all these matters from the um from the corporate life now. I am somehow um shocked in a way how our life changed from waiting for a text uh response from our friends or all this spicy gossips that we have with our friends and all. Now it has been shifted to corporate culture where we are just waiting for a revert uh, on an email from a dedicated team and all, right? It's quite a very interesting journey that we have in life. We never know when our life will be shifted to something that we never expected, right? You also realize your job isn't your life. Yes, and when I started off with my job, I started off when I was doing my master's. I was going for regular classes, and one day I feel like, okay, I have to get started with the job that I am doing because I felt like I was running late and I wanted to get an experience about the work culture that we have as soon as possible because I don't want to just rely on my parents for my money, for pocket money, and I wanted to like work in a way that I have something for myself. And I feel like along the way, when you were putting all this hard work in the things that we do, we feel like we are just focusing on the job too much that now, as we have spent some of the time in this corporate world, now I have come to the realization that my job is not my life, but it takes most of our time. We can all agree on that, right? And that's a weird thing to process. You're really proud of yourself for having a job, because in this job market it's very hard to get a job, right? But also tired of needing one. I do feel like there are times I want to leave everything. I just want to go to Dhamshala, like spend at least a month somewhere there. I will not even go for work from home. I will just be there, roaming here and there, explore new culture, food and all cuisine, all this cuisine that we have in India and all. So that is the reason why, um, like it has become a culture of insanity in the work, because to be really honest, everyone is pretending. Nobody knows what they are really doing. We just tend to be very loud, and we try to sound confident, because I feel like even if I know how to do my job, even if my manager appreciates me of the completion of the deliverables that we have, I feel like there are times where I question myself, do I know about this? I feel like we are just covering up on the things that uh we really don't know about what we are doing. And I feel like someday someone will just figure out that I do not know anything. I do not know why I feel that. Is it something that I am the only one who feels that? Because I know that I have been doing all this job for quite some time now. It has been 3 years. So I know what I'm doing, but sometimes there are situations where I question all this. Do I really understand what I'm doing? It's quite weird. It's quite weird. So, um, there are times I feel like the things that we are going through in this corporate life or culture that we have is, if you talk long enough in a meeting, people assume you're important. Um, and whenever we have a meeting, then you tend to ask questions, just so you can uh, like make yourself visible to the team and all, make yourself visible to the like managers that you have and all, right? So that is reason why I feel like this is something that I have been going through. I don't hate my job, but these are the questions that comes to me whenever I am doing my job. I don't hate my job, because it is the source of income, about the things that I get to do or spend my time with my loved ones. And you know what? I feel like because of all these worries that we have in the job that we are in, we tend to seek for assistance from the friendship that we have. Even when it comes to friendship with your colleagues, I have few of my colleagues who I would not have could not have survived without in this corporate life, because without having to accept it or not, you need someone in the place that we are in, because as a human being we always have the courage, or we always have to make ourselves comfortable enough by having to have that people around us. So that is the reason why I believe, whenever we have small events going on, when it comes to like meetings, when it comes to all this work, hectic, or maybe toxicity that we have, we always seek for a guidance from our colleagues who have been changed to friends. And even if we are just like burn out from the things that is happening in the work, so we always try to seek guidance from the friendship that we have with the old ones, school friends and all, right? So that is the reason why I feel like everything that we do is just so we can find comfort in the things that we are doing, especially when it comes to the friendship that we have. friendship with your family members, friendship with your sisters. I do have a very good relationship with my sisters. So that is the reason why I also approach my sisters whenever I feel like this is too much for me. When life just happens, uh, as life happens, right? So that is the reason why. So, so I have mentioned in the previous episode that um, I went to my hometown for a few days, and I met few of my friends, my old friends. The thing is that I have been so like indulged in the things that I do with my life, with the job that I'm in, so I could not spend a lot of time back home. So that is the reason why whenever I get a chance to be home, I always try to give those time for myself and my family. So that is what happens. So the one thing that my friends always ask me is that, okay, are you dating someone? To be really honest, I haven't dated anyone in life. I've never had experience when it comes to dating life. So sometimes I do feel like I should have started dating when I was at least early in my 20s. But now I have a lot of questions when it comes to dating. I feel like dating in your mid 20s is complicated because everyone is aware but not healed. Even if I haven't been in a relationship, because of the experiences that I get to hear from my friends and all, I know a little bit about how things work when it comes to dating life, right? I feel like my friends are also trying to heal themselves with the things that they have been going through, or with the things that they have gone through with the relationship that they had with the significant other. Now everyone knows the words like communication, boundaries, and trauma that they get whenever they are in a relationship. However, very few people practice them. Very few people. So somehow we are emotionally educated but emotionally tired. You either meet someone who wants too much, too fast, or someone who wants nothing forever. Because even in the even in the people that I talk with, or even with the punchlines that they throw with me, I feel like sometimes they rush things. I believe that's how things have worked out. Um, so there is no in between. And one of my colleague also shared with me that I should start uh, using all these dating apps just so you can have a conversation with someone and all. And I'm like, no, the at least dating app is something that I will never do because I'm someone who is very cautious about things when it comes to like meeting new people. Uh, because I feel like sometimes I'm someone that who cannot tolerate the repercussions or consequences that comes with spending time with one person. Because I am very much like aware of the things that I want in my life. So that is the reason why I'm still single. So maybe because of that. However, if I have to meet someone by chance in life, then I could try not dating apps and all. But if you have any experience when it comes to dating apps and all, please do let me know. I would be honored to um, read your advices on this. Um, I feel like that is all for this episode. It's just that this is one topic that uh, we as we with my friends and all we normally discuss about, because we are in a phase where we have a lot of questions when it comes to life and all, because as I mentioned before, we are somehow in a state of panic and confusion and all. But that this is the whole point of this series that I have been putting across, because I really want to find an answer to every question that I have. And if you have any suggestion when it comes to this, um, in your 20s, how you survive this, does it get better, or how things work out in the end and all, please do let me know. I would be honored to read your advices. And yeah, let's see how things turn out in this journey that we are going to spend together. And see you in the next episode. Bye.